Andrew is so quick to help people around him. He's a loyal friend, a good listener. He's a lot of really, really good things. We thought we were prepared for the storms, but there's a lot of storms that you can't always be prepared for. Not being very affectionate is the norm for Filipinos. I didn't really have a concept of what marriage should look like. My mom would always be off going to run errands, and then my dad would just be isolated at like his computer, and like that would be their whole day. So that was kind of just what I saw a lot growing up. It wasn't until I had something to, I guess, compare it to later on that I realized, yeah, they were not in a good spot.
I remember being younger and seeing them being more affectionate. 7th, 8th grade is when I started noticing some distancing. But when I saw that, I thought this is maybe just how marriages end up.
My mom overheard on the radio that there was a FamilyLife weekend to remember, and she decided to take the leap with my dad, and it really changed their marriage. When Andrew and I got engaged, my mom insisted that we go to weekend to remember.
And it was not an option. We had to go. We left that weekend to remember with our eyes opened, more optimistic, very hopeful for our marriage. And we were prepared to take on the world, honestly. But we had no idea what God was gonna throw our way or what trials we were going to face together. Eileen got pregnant not even a year into our marriage.
It was very unexpected. At least 2 years, that was the plan we talked about before we'd actually start trying for kids.
My parents unexpectedly gifted us my childhood home.
Because it was my in-laws, I felt like there might be some conditions to it.
My parents went back to the Philippines where my mom and dad thought they were going to retire, but their plans didn't align together. When I'd ask them if they'd spoken to each other in a while, they'd say, oh, you know, your mom's doing what she wants. Your dad's doing what he's doing. There was some cause for concern. My mom came back from the Philippines separately from my dad.
And I thought she was just coming back for a visit. Andrew asked her how long she's staying, and she said indefinitely. And we were like, what is indefinitely? Like, you know what that means, right?
My dad came back a few months after my mom.
Having 2 extra people in the house that didn't want to interact with us as a married couple or with each other, it was really a weird space to be in.
Having a newborn, now my parents were encroaching on our space. That started to affect my relationship with Eileen in a negative way.
In the Filipino culture, it is common to have a multi-generational home. So your parents expect you to take care of them when they're older.
But being married and knowing that the Bible intends for us to leave and cleave once we have that covenant relationship together as husband and wife, it did bother me.
Coming from the outside in, it didn't feel like we were married. It felt like I was living with their family.
My mom was probably stepping over her boundary, and that was really difficult for Eileen to manage.
She rearranged the cabinets. We had moved them the way we thought would be functional. And she moved them back to how she had it when it was her house. She took just his laundry out of our laundry and did his laundry for him. Left mine. It feels like little things, but it builds up over time. And my in-laws coming back felt like it took away from me being able to be the wife I needed to be. That was my tipping point where I've had enough. Our marriage needed some time. No distractions, no outside opinions. Eli was 3 months old when we were about to go on our first cruise. Like, I couldn't even fathom leaving him for a day in let alone a week. But going on the cruise was definitely what we needed at the time. And it really helped us to reconnect.
The cruise was filled with devotions in the morning, with time that we could spend together with projects. But what we took away from that cruise was that there's no marriage so broken that God can't restore, that he can't redeem. For the cruise, my mom actually came forward to me in confidence, and she said that she already had her divorce papers prepared. That was a heavy burden for me. We came back home and we were on fire to share the message of God's plan for marriage with my parents. One afternoon, I called them down from the room. They walked down and they sat down at this very dining table. And the message that we had for them was that God has a plan for marriages, and the way that their marriage and a relationship had drifted apart into isolation, God could redeem it. God could restore it. The reason why we went on the cruise was because we need to be stronger together to be an example for our son. So Eli would know what it means to be married, what it means to represent Christ. So we asked our parents, don't you want to leave that kind of legacy? Over a 3-hour period, they got over bitterness and resentment, and they forgave each other. They held hands for the first time that I'd seen in a long time, in years. They kissed for the first time in years. From that point of breakdown, we had breakthrough. My parents are living together on their own out of our house. So I would say they're doing great. The love and the respect that they have is so much better between them. I mean, I think looking back, it was a story of isolation from your parents, how they found oneness through the Weekend to Remember, impacting us, to us helping a story of my parents in isolation to oneness. It's just amazing how God works. What we've learned through the trials and through these storms is that God wants us to grow closer together because we're stronger together, leaning on him and depending on him. The support and the resources from FamilyLife have been essential to our marriage.
Yeah.
They remind us that, God is always going to give us grace and sustain us in our marriage. So after seeing what kind of impact a study like that could do, we decided to restart our married ministry at church.
We heard struggles about other peers that were already married and on the brink of divorce, and we're like, if we have these resources, why don't we help? Why don't we do something about it? If God is putting it on your heart to start a marriage ministry, then he will definitely equip you, even if you don't think you're ready.
So we're going to continue to serve together and hopefully leave a legacy that our children can be proud of, and we'll be honoring and glorifying God.